Stop scrolling for just 10 seconds, because what I'm about to tell you could completely change the direction of your life. If you keep wasting your first hour every morning, you'll keep living the same year over and over again. But if you master this 1 hour, you can build the discipline, confidence, and success that most people spend a lifetime chasing. Don't skip this. Your future might depend on what you hear next. Every great life is built one day at a time, and every great day begins with a great morning. Most people believe success starts with a better job, more money, better connections, or a lucky opportunity. But success doesn't begin when you arrive at your destination. Success begins the moment you decide how you're going to start your day. The quality of your mornings determines the quality of your future. If you wake up without intention, you spend the rest of the day reacting to everything around you. Notifications tell you what to think. Emails tell you what to do. Problems tell you where to focus. Before you realize it, you've spent another day building someone else's dream while neglecting your own. The truth is simple. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your daily routines. That's why your morning routine isn't just another habit. It's the foundation of your entire life. Every morning, you have a choice. You can wake up by accident, or you can wake up on purpose. Those two decisions may look almost identical from the outside, but over the course of a year, they produce completely different lives. Think about it. Every successful person and every unsuccessful person receives the same 24 hours each day. The difference isn't the amount of time they have. The difference is what they do first. If your first action every morning is reaching for your phone, you've already allowed the world to control your attention before use time. Teaching even controlled your own mind. But if your first action is investing in yourself, you've already won a battle that most people never even realize they're fighting. Your attention is your greatest asset. Wherever your attention goes, your life follows. Guard it carefully. Discipline is not about making life harder. Discipline is about making success easier. Every disciplined morning removes one more excuse that could keep you from becoming the person you were created to be. Many people wait until they feel motivated before they take action. That's backwards. Action creates motivation. Movement creates momentum. The people who accomplish extraordinary things don't wake up inspired every day. They wake up committed every day. There will be mornings when you don't feel like getting out of bed. There will be mornings when everything inside you says, just sleep a little longer. In those moments, remember something important. Every decision you make is casting a vote for the person you're becoming. When you choose discipline over comfort, you're voting for your future. When you choose growth over entertainment, you're voting for your future. When you choose purpose over procrastination, you're voting for your future. Your future isn't built by one massive decision. It's built by thousands of small decisions that nobody else sees. The first hour of your morning should belong to you, not to the world. Before social media speaks to you, spend time speaking to God. Before news fills your mind with fear, fill your heart with gratitude. Before listening to everyone else's opinions, remind yourself of your purpose. A peaceful morning creates a powerful day. Spend a few moments in prayer. Thank God for another opportunity to live, to grow, and to serve. Gratitude changes your perspective. A grateful heart sees opportunities where others only see obstacles. Then spend time reading something that expands your mind. Leaders are readers because every book allows you to borrow years of wisdom from someone else's. Comes experience. Knowledge changes the way you think, and the way you think changes the way you live. Don't just read information. Read for transformation. After feeding your spirit and your mind, move your body. Your body was designed for movement. Energy creates energy. A short walk, stretching, or exercise isn't just improving your health. It's preparing your mind to perform at its highest level. Your body and your mind work together. Neglect one, and eventually you'll weaken the other. Then sit down and think. Thinking is one of the highest paying activities in the world, yet it's one of the least practiced. Most people are too busy reacting to life to ever stop and ask themselves important questions. Where am I going? What kind of person am I becoming? What problem can I solve today? Who can I serve today? Success often begins with better questions. Don't rush into your day carrying yesterday's confusion. Take time to create today's clarity. After you've thought, Write down your priorities. Don't make a list of 20 tasks. Identify the few actions that truly move your life forward. Being busy is not the same as being productive. Many people confuse activity with achievement. You can spend 12 hours working and still accomplish very little if your Polish years, proposed in rudders. 200 rudder with repull the phage, richical favel. Productivity isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters most. The greatest investment you will ever make isn't in real estate, the stock market, or a business. It's in yourself. Money can be lost. Businesses can fail. Markets can crash. But the knowledge you gain, the character you build, the discipline you develop, and the wisdom you acquire become assets that no one can take away from you. Every morning, ask yourself, how can I become more valuable today? When you become more valuable, your opportunities increase. When your opportunities increase, your income eventually follows. People chase money while ignoring the person who earns the money. Become the kind of person success naturally follows. Understand this principle. Your habits create your identity. If you repeatedly wake up early, keep your promises, learn every day, exercise consistently, and work with excellence, eventually you won't have to convince yourself that you're disciplined. You'll simply become a disciplined person. Identity always produces behavior. Stop saying, I'm trying to be successful. Instead, become someone who naturally does successful things. Success is not an event. Success is an identity expressed through consistent action. Many people underestimate the power of repetition because repetition feels ordinary. One healthy breakfast won't transform your body. One workout won't transform your health. One book won't transform your mind. One prayer won't transform your faith. But repeated consistently over months and years, those small actions create extraordinary results. Small disciplines produce big destinies. The greatest oak tree was once a small seed that refused to stop growing. The same is true for your life. Never despise small beginnings. Every giant achievement begins with ordinary daily decisions. You don't have to become amazing overnight. You only need to become slightly better than yesterday. 1% better each day may not seem impressive today, but over time, it becomes extraordinary. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Run your race. Focus on your growth. Celebrate your progress. Keep moving forward. There will always be distractions trying to steal your mornings. Entertainment will tempt you. Comfort will invite you back to bed. Excuses will sound reasonable. But remember this. Every distraction costs you a future opportunity. Every excuse delays the life you're praying for. Every wasted morning is time you'll never get back. Protect your mornings because you're protecting your destiny. Imagine waking up every day knowing exactly why you're getting out of bed. Imagine carrying peace instead of stress. Imagine walking into every challenge prepared instead of panicked. Imagine ending each day knowing you became better than you were when the sun came up. That life isn't reserved for a lucky few. It's available to anyone willing to build disciplined mornings. Discipline isn't punishment. Discipline is freedom. It gives you freedom from regret, freedom from inconsistency, freedom from excuses, freedom from average living. Every morning is a new opportunity. Yesterday's mistakes don't have to define today. Yesterday's failures don't have to control tomorrow. Every sunrise is proof that God is giving you another chance to become the person He created you to be. Don't waste that gift. Wake up with gratitude. Wake up with purpose. Wake up with discipline. Wake up ready to grow. Because one intentional morning becomes one intentional day. One intentional day becomes one intentional week. One intentional week becomes one intentional month. One intentional month becomes one intentional year. And one intentional year has the power to completely transform your life. Years from now, people may look at your success and think it happened suddenly. They'll see the achievements, the confidence, the influence, and the results. What they won't see are the quiet mornings when you chose discipline over comfort, purpose over distraction, growth over excuses, and faith over fear. Those unseen mornings are where greatness is born. So when your alarm rings tomorrow, don't think of it as an interruption to your sleep. Think of it as an invitation to your future. Get up with determination. Fill your mind with truth. Strengthen your body. Sharpen your skills. Plan your day. Serve others with excellence. Repeat the process again and again until discipline is no longer something you do. It becomes who you are. Because the morning routine that changes your life is not a secret formula or a miracle shortcut. It is the daily decision to honor your purpose before your preferences, your future before your feelings, and your calling before your comfort. Make that decision every single morning, and one day you'll wake up living the life you once only dreamed about. The first hour after you wake up is the most valuable hour of your day because it sets the furio of that direction for everything that follows. Most people don't lose their day in the afternoon. They lose it within the first 60 minutes. After opening their eyes, they wake up, grab their phone, scroll through social media, read negative news, respond to messages, and immediately allow the outside world to take control of their thoughts. Before they've even had a chance to think about their own goals, they're already reacting to everyone else's priorities. If you begin your day in reaction, you'll spend the rest of the day trying to catch up. But if you begin your day with intention, you'll lead your day instead of chasing it. Winning the first hour doesn't require perfection. It requires purpose. Instead of filling your mind with distractions, fill it with direction. Before checking notifications, take a few quiet moments to pray, reflect, and express gratitude for another day of life. Gratitude changes your perspective. It reminds you that every sunrise is another opportunity to grow, to serve, and to move one step closer to the future you're working toward. When your heart is filled with thankfulness, fear loses its grip, and confidence begins to grow. After feeding your spirit, invest in your mind. Read something that challenges you, inspires you, or teaches you a valuable lesson. The people who continue learning are the people who continue growing. Every page you read, every idea you study, and every lesson you apply increases your value. Your income may rise and fall, but your knowledge stays with you. When you become better on the inside, your results eventually improve on the outside. Then take care of your body. Stretch, exercise, go for a walk, or simply move with purpose. Physical movement wakes up more than your muscles. It energizes your mind. A healthy body gives you the strength to pursue your goals with consistency. You don't have to spend hours in the gym. Even a short period of movement tells your mind that you're preparing for a productive day rather than drifting through it. Before you begin working, spend a few minutes planning. Decide what truly matters today. Don't allow your schedule to control you. Control your schedule. Identify the tasks that will move your life forward instead of simply keeping you busy. Success isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the right things consistently. When you know your priorities before the day begins, distractions lose much of their power. Remember, every great achievement is built on ordinary mornings, repeated with extraordinary consistency. One intentional first hour may not change your life overnight, but hundreds of intentional first hours will transform the way you think, work, and live. If you can win the first hour, you'll build the momentum to win the day. When you win enough days, you win months. When you win enough months, you win years. And when you win enough years, you build a life filled with purpose, discipline, and lasting success. One of the biggest lies people believe is that they need to feel motivated before they can take action. They wait for the perfect mood, the perfect circumstances, or the perfect moment to begin. They tell themselves, I'll start tomorrow when I feel ready, or I'll wake up early when I have more energy. But tomorrow becomes next week becomes next month, and before they know it, years have passed while their dreams remain exactly where they started. The truth is that motivation is unpredictable. Some days you'll feel unstoppable, and other days you'll feel like giving up before you've even begun. If your success depends on your feelings, your results will always be inconsistent. Feelings change with the weather, but discipline remains steady. That's why discipline is far more valuable than motivation. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It means honoring your commitments instead of your emotions. Successful people don't achieve great things because they're motivated every morning. They achieve great things because they've trained themselves to act whether they feel inspired or not. They understand that emotions are temporary, but the rewards of consistency are permanent. Every time you choose action over excuses, you become stronger. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build trust in yourself. That trust becomes confidence, and confidence becomes the foundation for greater success. Think about an athlete preparing for a championship. They don't train only on the days they feel excited. They train when they're tired, when it's raining, when they're sore, and when nobody is watching. They understand that championships are won long before the competition begins. Victory is simply the visible result of invisible discipline, repeated over time. Your life works the same way. The success people admire is usually built in private, during moments when no applause is coming and no one is paying attention. Greatness grows quietly before it is ever recognized publicly. Every morning gives you an opportunity to strengthen your discipline. When the alarm goes off, you face a simple decision. You can choose the comfort of staying in bed, or you can choose the future you're working to create. That single decision may seem small, but repeated every day, it shapes your character. Character is built one choice at a time. The strongest people aren't those who never feel tired or discouraged. They're the ones who refuse to let temporary feelings make permanent decisions. Discipline also teaches patience. We live in a world that wants instant results. People want success after 1 week, a healthier body after a few workouts, or financial freedom after reading 1 book. But lasting success doesn't happen overnight. It happens through small actions repeated consistently. Every disciplined morning is like placing another brick in the foundation of your future. 1 brick may not seem important, but thousands of bricks, carefully placed, create a strong and lasting structure. In the same way, every early morning, every completed task, every chapter you read, every workout you finish, and every promise you keep is another brick in the life you're building. There will always be reasons to quit. There will always be days when you're tired, disappointed, or distracted. Life will test your commitment. But remember this, your excuses may comfort you today, but they can cost you tomorrow. Your discipline, on the other hand, may feel uncomfortable today, but it creates opportunities that last for years. Temporary discomfort is a small price to pay for a lifetime of growth and achievement. The beautiful thing about discipline is that it becomes easier the more you practice it. At first, waking up early feels difficult. Reading instead of scrolling through your phone feels like a sacrifice. Choosing growth over comfort feels unnatural. But eventually, those actions become habits, and those habits become part of your identity. You stop forcing yourself to do the right things, because doing the right things becomes who you are. That's the real power of discipline. It transforms success from something you occasionally achieve into something you consistently live. Stop waiting for motivation to knock on your door. Make discipline your daily companion, and you'll discover that success follows those who keep moving forward, regardless of how they feel. One of the greatest mistakes people make is spending their best energy building someone else's future while neglecting their own growth. They wake up every morning, rush to work, complete their responsibilities, solve problems for their employer, and return home exhausted, with nothing left to invest in themselves. Day after day, year after year, they become experts at helping someone else achieve success, while their own dreams remain untouched. There is nothing wrong with working for others, but there is something wrong with forgetting to work on yourself. The most successful people understand a powerful principle. Before you spend your day creating value for someone else, spend time increasing your own value. The person you become is far more important than the position you hold. Your greatest asset is not your job, your paycheck, your business, or even your experience. Your greatest asset is you. Everything you will ever accomplish begins with the knowledge you gain, the skills you develop, the habits you build, and the character you strengthen. Companies can replace employees. Businesses can close. Economies can change. Technology can transform entire industries. But when you continue to invest in yourself, you carry your greatest asset wherever you go. No recession can steal your wisdom. No setback can erase your character. No disappointment can take away the lessons you've learned through consistent personal growth. That's why your morning should begin with self-investment before professional responsibility. Before answering emails, answer the call to become better. Before solving other people's problems, spend time improving your own thinking. Read books that expand your vision. Listen to messages that strengthen your mindset. Learn skills that increase your value. Spend time in prayer and reflection so your spirit becomes as strong as your ambition. The person who grows every day will eventually outperform the person who simply works every day. Many people say they want a higher income, but they never ask themselves an important question. Have I become more valuable than I was last year? Income is often a reflection of value. If you want greater opportunities, become a greater person. If you want bigger responsibilities, prepare yourself before they arrive. Success isn't just about receiving more, it's about becoming capable of handling more. Promotion follows preparation. Opportunity follows growth. The marketplace rewards people who solve bigger problems, think more clearly, communicate more effectively, and continue learning long after everyone else has stopped. Imagine two people starting the same job on the same day. One clocks in, completes the minimum requirements, goes home, watches television, scrolls through social media, and repeats the cycle every day. The other arrives at work with the same responsibilities, but every morning spends an hour reading, studying leadership, improving communication skills, learning about finance, developing discipline, and strengthening their mindset. 5 years later, those two people will likely be living completely different lives. The difference won't be luck. It won't be talent. It will be the daily decision to invest in personal growth before expecting external rewards. Knowledge is one of the few investments that continues paying dividends for the rest of your life. Every book you read gives you access to someone else's years of experience. Every lesson you learn saves you from costly mistakes. Every new skill increases your ability to create value. You may forget specific pages or exact words, but the wisdom becomes part of the way you think, make decisions, and solve problems. Over time, your thinking changes, and when your thinking changes, your life begins to change as well. Self-investment isn't limited to education. It also includes taking care of your health. A sharp mind performs best in a healthy body. Exercise, proper nutrition, and quality rest are not distractions from success. They are part of success. If you constantly neglect your health while chasing achievement, eventually your body will demand the attention you refuse to give it. Energy is one of the greatest competitive advantages you can possess. When your body is strong, your focus improves, your confidence grows, and your productivity increases. It also means investing in your character. Skills may open doors, but character keeps them open. Honesty builds trust. Integrity creates credibility. Humility allows you to keep learning. Discipline helps you remain consistent. Kindness strengthens relationships. The world is filled with talented people who lost opportunities because they failed to develop the character needed to sustain success. Never become so focused on building your career that you forget to build yourself. Another powerful investment is learning how to think instead of simply learning what to think. Information is everywhere, but wisdom is rare. Don't just collect facts. Develop understanding. Ask questions. Reflect on your experiences. Learn from your mistakes instead of repeating them. Every challenge contains a lesson, and every setback carries an opportunity for growth if you're willing to look for it. The people who continue asking better questions eventually discover better answers. Remember that personal growth is not an expense. It is an investment with lifelong returns. Time spent reading is never wasted. Time spent learning a new skill is never wasted. Time spent strengthening your faith, improving your health, developing your mindset, or sharpening your abilities is preparing you for opportunities you cannot yet see. The seeds you plant in yourself today become the harvest you enjoy tomorrow. Never believe that you're too busy to invest in yourself. The busiest people often need personal growth the most, because greater responsibilities, you require greater capacity. If you don't make time to improve yourself now, you'll eventually be forced to make time dealing with the consequences of staying the same. Growth always requires sacrifice, but remaining stagnant carries an even greater cost. So before you give your best energy to your employer, your clients, your business, or the demands of the world. Give your best energy to becoming a better version of yourself. Improve your mind, strengthen your faith, protect your health, build your discipline, develop your skills, increase your value every single day. Because when you consistently invest in yourself first, you don't just become better at what you do, you become better at who you are. And the person you become will always determine the life you create. Success is never the result of one extraordinary morning. It is the result of hundreds of ordinary mornings repeated with extraordinary consistency. Too many people are searching for a breakthrough while ignoring the daily habits that create. 1. They want dramatic transformation without daily repetition. They want a different future while continuing to live the same routine. But life doesn't change because of what you do once. Life changes because of what you do consistently. Your future is not determined by your best day. It is determined by your average day. If you want a different life, you must first create a different morning and repeat it until it becomes part of who you are. One intentional morning can inspire you. A week of intentional mornings can encourage you. A month of intentional mornings can build momentum. But when you repeat the right morning for months and years, it no longer feels like something you have to force yourself to do. It becomes your identity. That's the goal. Don't build a routine that depends on motivation. Build a routine that becomes automatic. The strongest habits are the ones you no longer have to think about because they've become part of your character. Many people say, I want to become successful, but success is not something you chase. It is something you become. You don't become successful by wishing for better opportunities. You become successful by repeating successful behaviors until they define your life. Every morning you wake up early. Every page you read. Every prayer you pray. Every workout you complete. Every distraction you resist. And every promise you keep is shaping the person you're becoming. Whether you realize it or not, your daily actions are introducing you to your future self. Identity is far more powerful than goals. Goals give you direction, but identity gives you consistency. A person who sees themselves as disciplined doesn't have to argue with themselves every morning about getting out of bed. A person who believes they are a learner naturally reads and studies. A person who identifies as healthy consistently chooses habits that protect their body. When your habits become part of your identity, discipline becomes easier because your staff, dereliction, his habits. 2. You're no longer trying to do something. You are simply being who you've decided to become. Think about how a tree grows. You don't notice much change from one day to the next. But after years of receiving sunlight, water, and proper care, it becomes strong enough to withstand storms that would have destroyed it when it was young. Your life develops in exactly the same way. Every intentional morning is another drop of water feeding your future. Every disciplined decision strengthens your roots. The progress may seem invisible at first, but invisible growth always comes before visible results. Don't become discouraged because your life doesn't seem. After 1 week of waking up early or reading every morning, great things take time. A builder doesn't quit after laying the first brick because the house isn't finished. They understand that every brick matters. In the same way, every disciplined morning is another brick in the foundation of the life you're building. Skip enough bricks, and the foundation becomes weak. Lay them faithfully day after day, and eventually you'll build something that lasts. The danger for many people is inconsistency. They follow a routine for 3 or 4 days, then skip a day. They start again the following week, only to stop when life becomes busy. They allow temporary emotions to interrupt permanent progress. But consistency always beats intensity. It's better to practice simple habits every day than to perform extraordinary habits only once in a while. Small actions, repeated faithfully, always produce greater results than occasional bursts of effort, followed by long periods of inactivity. There will be mornings when you don't feel excited. There will be mornings when nothing seems to be changing. You may even wonder if your discipline is making any difference at all. Those are the moments that matter most. Anyone can stay committed when results are obvious. The people who achieve lasting success are those who remain faithful when the results are still invisible. They trust the process, even when they can't yet see the reward. They understand that every repeated action is quietly shaping their future. As you continue repeating the right morning, something remarkable begins to happen. Your confidence grows because you've learned to keep promises to yourself. Your focus improves because you've trained your mind to avoid distractions. Your peace increases because you've started your day with purpose instead of pressure. Your discipline becomes stronger because you've practiced it so many times that it no longer feels difficult. Eventually, people begin to notice the changes in your life. They'll compliment your confidence, admire your success, and wonder how everything changed so dramatically. What they won't see are the countless mornings when you quietly chose growth over comfort and purpose over excuses. Never underestimate the power of becoming the same disciplined person every morning. Your habits are writing the story of your future one day at a time. If you consistently repeat the right morning, you'll eventually stop saying, "I'm trying to be disciplined," because discipline will simply describe who you are. You'll stop chasing success because success naturally follows people whose daily habits reflect excellence. The life you've been praying for is often hidden inside the routine you've been avoiding. So wake up with purpose tomorrow. Repeat the right habits again the next day and the day after that. Keep showing up when it's easy and when it's hard. Stay faithful to the process until the routine is no longer something you practice, but something you become. Because the most powerful morning routine is the one you repeat long enough that it transforms not only your schedule, but your identity. And once your identity changes, your entire life changes with it. As we come to the end of this message, remember that your future is not waiting for a lucky break, a perfect opportunity, or the right circumstances. Your future is being created every morning by the choices you make when nobody is watching. The life you dream about is not built in a single day. It is built one morning at a time. Every time you wake up with purpose, choose discipline over comfort, invest in your growth before serving the demands of the world, and repeat the right habits even when you don't feel like it. You are becoming the person capable of achieving extraordinary things. Don't leave this message inspired and then return to the same routine tomorrow. Inspiration fades, but disciplined action creates lasting change. Make a decision right now that tomorrow morning will be different. Not because you feel motivated, but because you are committed to becoming better than you were today. Start small if you have to, but start. Wake up with gratitude. Protect your first hour. Feed your mind. Strengthen your spirit. Move your body. Focus on your purpose. Then do it again the next day and the day after that. Months from now, you'll either be grateful that you started today or you'll wish you had. The choice is yours. Remember, success is not something you chase. It is something you become. And the person you become is shaped by what you repeatedly do every morning. So when the sun rises tomorrow, don't see it as just another day. See it as another opportunity to build the life you've been praying for, dreaming about, and working toward. Your next level is not waiting in the future. It's waiting in your next morning. Win the morning, win the day. Win enough days, and you will win your life.